Jack Harper had always lived a modest life. He worked as a mechanic in a small town, fixing cars and earning just enough to get by. He was content, or at least he thought he was, until he met Ryan Miller. Ryan was everything Jack wasn't. He was wealthy, successful, and seemed to have everything one could ever dream of: a beautiful house, a luxurious car, and a stunning wife. Jack couldn't help but feel a pang of envy every time he saw Ryan. He wished for Ryan's life, believing that wealth and success would bring him happiness. One day, as Jack was closing his garage, Ryan's car broke down right outside his shop. Seeing an opportunity to impress, Jack offered to fix it. Ryan accepted and, while waiting, struck up a conversation with Jack. "Life must be good for you, huh?" Jack asked, trying to mask his envy. Ryan smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "It has its perks, but it's not as perfect as it seems." Jack scoffed inwardly, thinking Ryan was just being modest. As he worked on the car, Ryan continued to talk. He spoke about the pressures of maintaining his business, the long hours that kept him away from his family, and the constant fear of losing everything he had worked for. "I'd trade all of it for a bit of peace and happiness," Ryan said quietly, looking at Jack's modest garage with a hint of longing. Jack was taken aback. He had always seen Ryan's life as the pinnacle of success and happiness. Yet here was Ryan, seemingly yearning for the simplicity and peace of Jack's life. That night, Jack went home and reflected on their conversation. He realized that he had been so blinded by envy that he failed to see the blessings in his own life. His work, though not glamorous, was honest and fulfilling. He had friends who valued him and a community that respected him. He had peace, something that all of Ryan's wealth couldn't buy. From that day on, Jack decided to focus on his own path, appreciating the life he had built. He stopped comparing himself to others and found contentment in his own achievements, however modest they might seem. Years later, as Jack looked around his bustling garage filled with happy customers and loyal friends, he realized that true wealth wasn't in material possessions or status, but in the peace and fulfillment that came from living an authentic life. Envy, he learned, was a thief of joy, and he was grateful he had discovered this lesson before it was too late.